Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sam Robbins. Now, today I'm going to talk about DHEA, and I'll keep it short and simple. I'll discuss what DHEA is, what are the benefits, the negatives, the pros, cons, and dosages for women as well as men, should you take it. So let's get started. What is DHEA? Now, DHEA is primarily produced by your adrenal glands, but small amounts are also made by your gonads, fat tissue, brain, and skin. Now, DHEA is a steroid hormone made from cholesterol. In fact, most steroid hormones are made from cholesterol. In fact, this is why having too low of blood cholesterol levels, such as when you take cholesterol-lowering drugs, is actually not good for your hormones. By the way, most sex hormones, as they're called, are called steroids. And this includes female hormones such as estrogen and progesterone. Also, cortisol, the stress hormone, is also a steroid, but more specifically, a catabolic steroid, while testosterone is classified as more of an anabolic androgenic steroid. Heck, even vitamin D is technically a steroid, so I don't want you to be turned off by the word steroid. Anyway, getting back to DHEA. One thing to note is that it does decline as we age. In fact, it peaks by age 20 and declines about 10% every decade. So by the time you're 60 or 70, 80 years old, you barely have any. Hence why you may want to supplement it if blood tests show that you are low. So let's continue. First, let's talk about some of the potential benefits that are linked to having optimal DHEA levels. One of them is bone density. Low levels are linked to low bone density. However, taking DHEA may not make your bones any denser, but it can help preserve the density as you age. But this seems to be true more for women and not men. Also, depression. Low levels have been linked to depression, but this could also be due to poor adrenal function as we age. So much more research needs to be done to this. Remember, DHEA is produced by the adrenal glands. Also, body composition. Studies have shown that it can have a slight improvement in body composition with DHEA supplementation, but more so in older men over the age of 60. Also, adrenal insufficiency. So here's the truth. If you're overly stressed, maybe you're undersleeping, you're overexercising, you're overworking, and so forth, you may have adrenal insufficiency, which is something I've had many times in the past, working out too much. Now, taking DHEA can help, and it would do so by potentially also improving your mood and energy levels. And finally, another benefit is brain health. DHEA has been linked to better memory and cognition. So let's continue with the negatives, the potential negatives linked to DHEA. First of all, a reduction in HDL cholesterol. HDL is what's the quote unquote good cholesterol lipoprotein, all right? So you want higher cholesterol. Now this tends to lower it. Hair problems is another one. This means excess hair growth on the body, which is most people don't want, while accelerating hair loss and balding on the head. Now, this tends to be more of a problem seen and felt in women. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Also, we have acne and oily skin. Again, this tends to be a little bit more true in women than men. And then finally, we have gynecomastia. Gynecomastia is basically an increase in breast tissue in men, also known as man boobs. Now, this could happen at higher dosages, typically over 100 milligrams a day. But again, I'll talk more about this in detail in a minute. And it's actually a lot more prevalent than you think. Now, let's talk about women. Should they take it? Basically, some women are given DHEA as part of their hormone replacement therapy, HRT. Now, if you're going to do so, please start at a low dose, okay? So you only need about 10 milligrams a day or maybe every other day. So take 10 milligrams daily or every other day with morning on an empty stomach. Keep an eye on your hair problems, all right? Just keep an eye because, things such as facial hair growth or balding or thinning of the head hair. And for some women, DHEA does increase your sex drive and libido, which can be positive benefit for some of us. Now, let's talk about men. Should men take it? Well, men can take a higher dose, around 25 to 50 milligrams a day is typical standard dose. And again, sometimes given as an HRT or someone will self-medicate themselves. Again, take it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Of course, guys want to know, hey, is it going to increase testosterone levels and have all the benefits that come with higher testosterone levels, such as higher libido, better erections, more muscle, less belly fat, and so forth. Now, this all has to do with hormonal metabolism and conversions. I'll keep this really simple and easy. See, DHEA first has to convert to another steroidal hormone called androstenedione. And androstenedione can then convert to testosterone, all right? Now, this is the important thing. Once you have testosterone, all right, assuming it converted from the androstenedione, it can then convert to two other hormones. One of them is estrogens, or more specifically estradiol. This is female hormones. Unfortunately, this can cause man boobs and body fat gain and moodiness and depression and so forth. The other hormone that it can convert to, testosterone can convert to, is DHT, dihydrotestosterone, and that's linked to prostate growth and balding and excess body hair. Again, these are a couple of hormones that we don't necessarily want high levels. Now, the conversions I just mentioned to estrogen, DHT, are very much genetic based and dependent on your levels of enzymes in your body. Again, genetics, and this would be 5-alpha reductase enzyme and aromatase enzyme. Unfortunately, the older we get, the higher the levels of these hormones, and thus more negative conversions to estrogen, DHT. Again, this is something we don't want. But here's the big picture reality of it based on various clinical studies. Yes, DHEA will convert to high amounts of androstenedione, like I mentioned earlier, which personally I don't like androstenedione, or I dislike that hormone. Now, in clinical studies, only 1.8%, less than 2% of androstenedione converts to testosterone in men, all right? Less than 2% converts to testosterone in men compared to a whopping 60% in women. This basically means that it's 30 times more potent at converting to testosterone in women than in men. All right. Now, to make things even worse for the guys, research shows that while very little is converted to testosterone, remember less than 2%, a significant quote unquote amount is converted to estrogen in men. So, bottom line, if you're a man and expecting to take DHEA for the testosterone benefits, forget about it, all right? You'll end up having a lot more estrogen problems, all right? Now, if you want clinically proven higher levels of testosterone levels, all right, there are much better solutions than DHEA and better supplements on the market, and I've listed my favorite vitamins and herbs below this video. However, if you're a guy, you want to take some DHEA to help restore things to youthful levels for maybe potential brain health benefits, then I suggest starting at a lower dose at just 10 milligrams a day, and then eventually maybe working up to 25 and never more than 50 milligrams a day. All right. That's just my suggestion. In closing, I do have a couple last minute suggestions. First of all, ideally do a blood test for DHEA levels before you take this hormone. All right. See where your levels are. Maybe you don't even need it, or maybe you do. And as a final disclaimer, you should always speak to your doctor before you take this or any hormone. So I hope this was helpful and I answered some of your questions about DHEA. If you have more, please let me know below in the comment section, or any other related questions about hormones. I'm here to help you. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I wish you a very happy and healthy day.